Kia ora everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make some easy granola bars that are healthy and yum. So we start with our dry things which get toasted in the oven. Then we move to our wet things which get melted in a pot. Then it all gets mixed together with our add-ins. Then it goes into a lined tray and bakes in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. So these are our dry goods and they're going to toast up in the oven. What you will need is 3/4 of a cup of oats, either jumbo oats or quick oats will be fine. 1/4 cup of seeds, pumpkin seeds, 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds or sliced almonds or slivered almonds, and 1/4 cup of sliced almonds. Now this recipe is all about substitution. I don't have any sliced or slivered almonds, so I'm just going to simply take some normal almonds and run through them with my knife to chop them up a bit. Now in terms of substitution, for the seeds you could use pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, or even sesame seeds would be fine. For the nuts you could use cashews, almonds, walnuts, even hazelnuts, or pecan nuts would be fine. It's really about making use of what you've got in the cupboard, mixing and matching things up. So there are my 1/4 cup of chopped almonds. So basically this is just going to toast in the oven. We don't want to burn it, but we want it to just start smelling nice and getting very faintly golden, and then we'll take it out. This is going in at 150 degrees for 6 to 10 minutes. I'm going to keep a close eye on it so it doesn't burn. So for the next part, we're going to get our wet ingredients into a saucepan. I've got here 1/3 cup of honey. You could also use rice syrup or any other liquid sweetener that you have, because this sticks them together and it makes them sweet. Now I've got 1/3 cup of peanut butter. It's okay if it's crunchy or smooth, it doesn't matter. And you could also use almond butter or cashew butter or even tahini. Peanut butter, of course, gives it that nice peanutty taste. And I've got 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil, or you could use any kind of butter or margarine, would work fine for that fat sauce. And then we're going to grate the zest of 1 lemon or 1 orange. Last but not least, we've got 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Now that's 1/2 teaspoon. And if you have it, some vanilla. I don't have any, but about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of vanilla paste or 1/4 teaspoon vanilla powder. Now we're going to put this on a medium to high heat and stir it while it starts to melt and soften. Quite got any colour yet. We'll give them another few minutes. Now the important thing with our pot of caramel-like wet ingredients is that we don't want to boil it, because we're not making toffee. We just want to melt it and get it well mixed. I used crunchy peanut butter, and that's why you can see lumps. But that's starting to look like a delicious peanutty caramel. Okay, now here you can see it's got some colour, it's toasted, and you can start to smell it, and the seeds make a popping sound. Okay, for the add-ins, we've got 1/4 cup of raisins, 1/4 cup of coconut, and I've got 1/4 cup of dates. Now cranberries are wonderful because they've got a lovely zinginess to them, but if you don't have cranberries, that's fine. That's why I'm using dates. If you're using a big fruit like dates or apricots, just run through them with a knife so that they're not so big anymore. So now you want to put your paper, don't worry about washing it, put your paper in so it doesn't stick, tip it all in. That is ready to go in the oven. We've turned it up to 160, but no fan. So we don't want it to go brown too quickly, but we want it to bake through. 15 minutes, I'll check it. It'll take 15 to 20 minutes. Now, as everyone knows, muesli bars are best with chocolate on top. I don't have any, so I'm going to quickly make some with equal parts of melted cocoa butter, and I've got carob powder. You could also use cocoa powder, and a liquid sweetener of your choice. Could be honey, maple syrup, agave syrup, or rice syrup. So the cocoa butter is going to be melted in the bain-marie method. It's very important not to get any water in, and it's very important not to overmix. We're going to let it cool in the tin before we lift it out onto a cooling rack so it doesn't break. So it's still warm, but it's been sitting for about 5 minutes, and I think I can safely get it out of the tin now without it breaking. You can see it's still soft. It's not completely cold, but it's cold enough to cut into bars.